ReZero Season 4 will be, not probably, it's going to be the best arc of ReZero, and the main reason is that it's a masterful culmination of all the best elements of the previous arcs morphed into one. Whether you enjoyed Season 2 for its horrific, dark, psychological moments, or if you liked Season 3 for its intense action and fight scenes. No matter what type of ReZero fan you are, Season 4 has everything. Except a release date. But for now, I want to start by analyzing all the new information we have from this trailer. First of all, Subaru's new outfit looks amazing. The tracksuit was iconic, but it was time for a change, and Emilia basically just painted herself purple. As you can see though, our next location in ReZero is the desert. And normally in fiction, and even real life, the desert is kinda treacherous. You don't normally go to the desert to have a good time. So our characters must have a pretty good reason for going here, and they're even dressed up in new desert attire, which implies that they've had plenty of time to plan this journey and prepare for it. Apparently, Subaru had enough time to invent the wheelchair, so there could have been a small time skip. We also have a much more intimate cast than the previous season, and it's not even our normal group. Anastasia is still technically Emilia's rival in the election, so how come they're teaming up now? And what are the odds that 2 out of 8, 25% of our party has been eaten by gluttony? Well, if we analyze this interesting assortment of party members and what each of them might contribute to the group, then there's a few things that we can infer. Meili, first of all, is a villain from a previous season, so why the fuck is she not in prison, and why did we suddenly invite her to the team? I suppose if maybe we ran out of food out there and had to resort to cannibalism, it would be better to eat Meili instead of someone who matters, but aside from that, you would need a pretty damn good reason to bring a former villain with you on an adventure. So if we think about what Meili could possibly contribute to the team, then you can probably infer why she might be useful, right? Especially if we imagine this is a D&D campaign, then Meili's ability to control monsters would be pretty overpowered. But still, she tried to kill us multiple times, so bringing her is a massive risk, which can only mean that the alternative, where we don't bring Meili, would be even more of a risk. Basically, we can assume this journey is extremely dangerous if we've resorted to recruiting a former villain. So in that case, it would be a good idea to have a swordsman in the party, and obviously 3 mages would be very helpful too. The only thing the party's missing is a dedicated healer, so personally I would have brought Felix. For the healing. It could even be beneficial to bring a non-combatant like Anastasia just to help with strategy and coordination. We saw last season how competent Anastasia could be in a dangerous situation. But do you know who I wouldn't bring into a dangerous situation? An unconscious person in a fucking wheelchair. What is Rem doing here? She contributes absolutely nothing to the party, so why would they bring her? Wouldn't that only put her in danger? Plus, imagine pushing a wheelchair through fucking sand. Rem's participation just made this journey 10 times more difficult, and there's plenty of good characters back in Pristella we could have trusted to protect her. So why? Why are they bringing Rem into the desert? They must have a very good reason. And that reason? I won't tell you, but I will tell you about this ad. This video is sponsored by Isekai Slow Life. That time I got reincarnated as a slime is collaborating with Isekai Slow Life, and a new storyline, gameplay, gift packs, achievements, and the Tensura characters have been added to the game. Isekai Slow Life is a cozy world-building game where you're a walking mushroom who develops a small town, and by exploring, you can meet people to come work in your town or even join your family. There's a lot of romantic options in this game, like I found this girl Gina just passed out in a field, so I took her on a picnic, and now she loves me. There's so many others to unlock though, and I got so busy waifu collecting that I forgot I had a town to manage. I can see why they're doing a collab with Tensura though, because in the anime, Rimuru did a lot of town building too. He also massacred thousands of people, but let's just ignore that. You can farm with Rimuru, build with Benimaru, serve with Diablo, go fishing with Milim, or cook with Shion. Just kidding, it's Shuna. Download Isekai Slow Life right now with my link in this video's description or my QR code on the screen. You can also use the gift code MUSHRUM for 10 free draw and acquiring items. Thank you again to Isekai Slow Life for sponsoring this video. Anyway, back to ReZero. Never before have I seen someone order milk at a bar with so much aura. In fact, I've never seen someone order milk at a bar. That wasn't even an order, that was more like a demand. Give me 2 shots of fucking milk on the rocks. For free. I love how Emilia prefers hot milk, probably because she used to be frozen. And I wonder if Subaru poured a little bit out for all the people that died in Pristella. Unironically though, I've kind of been crushing milk lately. I'm not a big milk enthusiast ever since I became an adult, but after this trailer dropped, I was like, fuck it, I gotta celebrate. It was like popping champagne, but instead I was popping milk. Anyway, I want to talk a bit more about what you can expect from Season 4, which I'm gonna refer to as the Desert Tower arc. When I say the Desert Tower arc is a culmination of of all the previous arcs, I really mean it. The Pristella City arc was mainly just a bunch of epic fights, but in my opinion, the Desert Tower arc has the best fight in ReZero. Now, I can't promise that it'll get some Vincent Chancellor level animation, but even without it, it could still potentially be the best fight in ReZero. A lot of people complained about the Pristella City arc because it had so many fight scenes that there wasn't much room for those dark psychological elements that were more common in the Sanctuary arc. The Kiss of Death, for example, was probably the darkest moment in the ReZero anime as of today, but there is a certain scene that I believe will outdo it next season. The Sanctuary arc also had a lot of lore, which is one of my favorite parts of ReZero, and yes, the Desert Tower arc indeed has some very important lore revelations for you to look forward to. You'll even find similar elements to the Roswell Mansion murder mystery arc, as well as the very first introductory arc of ReZero. What really makes this arc unique, though, is that it's such a mindfuck that your brain might get pregnant. It's by far the most psychological, introspective arc in ReZero. Another complaint people had about Season 3 was that Subaru didn't die a lot, which I think is probably because Al did most of the work for Subaru, but this next season, I won't tell you how many times Subaru dies, but the same people that said he didn't die enough in Season 3 will probably complain that he dies too much in Season 4. Season 4 also has pretty fantastic world building, especially in the beginning of the arc. Definitely by far the best world building in ReZero until Season 5, if that ever happens. Now, a couple things I would like to see this season is, first of all, sunlight. Maybe this is just a YouTuber problem, but making Season 3 thumbnails kinda sucked because every frame had a blue nighttime filter, so I had to learn color correction and Photoshop and all this bullshit just to get you guys to click on my video. So next season hopefully will be a bit brighter so I can put less effort into my thumbnails. I'd also like to see the return of Styx Helix as an ending song just for one specific episode. I don't think it's the best ending. Memento is objectively a better song, but I literally cannot listen to Styx Helix because I will cry. It's kind of like Memories from One Piece in the sense that there's only a couple times in the story where it's appropriate to bring back the original ending, and in ReZero, one of those times is in Season 4. Most importantly though, I would like to see all 22 episodes air continuously. Please, please, no more split course seasons, please. I'd also like to see the character design censorship to completely disappear this season. I didn't really mind Liliana's outfit being censored because it was a pretty stupid design to begin with. I mean, why the fuck was she naked? That made literally no sense, and now this video is gonna be banned in Texas. But this season, there's a new character who's in the big three, basically. The big three is Priscilla, obviously in first place, no debate, she's the hottest waifu in ReZero, but for second place, there's some room for debate between Emilia, Rem, Krush, Elsa, and my personal choice, Minerva. But I can still respect other opinions. Unless you got like Beatrice up there next to Ricardo and fucking Russell Fellow or some shit. The point is, third place is probably this new waifu from Season 4 whose character design is basically just a bra. I mean, we've got a black and orange colorway which kinda matches Subaru, and she's got a star here as well which matches Anastasia, so maybe they're connected in some way. But other than that, her character design is pretty much just fan service, and if that gets all my Season 4 videos demonetized, I would still consider that a W as long as she isn't censored. I know that you, the viewer, are gay though, so just for you, I'll rank the big three for men as well. Reinhardt and Subaru are interchangeable between first and second place, but third place is a bit tricky because Garfield's a minor, Otto's basically a woman, Vincent's a spoiler, and Al is already here. So I guess I gotta give it to the Appa salesman. Anyway, the last thing I want to tell you about Season 4 is that we're getting the return of those viral moments that will break the internet. I'm talking about shit like the rabbit scene, or the I Love Amelia scene. Season 3 didn't really have anything of that caliber, but Season 4 has multiple. I think the scene I'm looking forward to the most is just 2 words of dialogue. I guess you could compare it to the Choose Me episode from Season 2. It actually has the same amount of letters as Choose Me. I want to rewind back to Season 3 though, cause I've been getting a lot of comments similar to this one, and guys, this person was cool, okay? He's not a retard. His comment was retarded, but that's not his fault. Some content creator, I'm guessing from TikTok, has been telling people Season 3 was riddled with cut content, and now we've got anime-onlys assuming that entire fight scenes are being cut, when in reality, Reinhardt never fought Capella, and the Ricardo vs. Gluttony 1v1 was literally exactly the same as it was in the novel. Season 3 had the least amount of cut content, and yet the largest amount of people bitching about it. It was so crazy hearing, I can't believe they cut Regulus's entire backstory, from people who didn't read Regulus Regulus's entire backstory. So here you go. You can read it now. That's all 4 sentences. It even fits on Pandora's forehead. You guys know season 1 cut an entire death, right? The real reason this shit bothered me so much is because I had a big problem with cut content and the overall adaptation of season 2 back when the production issues were so much worse. And then after season 3 gives Regulus this amazing adaptation that Echidna deserved, suddenly now we have people calling it trash? They fucking microwaved my girl. They didn't even animate her mouth. They really took ReZero's best written character and turned her into a fucking wind turbine from Index. And then I had to sit there for 25 episodes coping that the art style wasn't bad just for them to cut the most important chapter of Echidna's character right at the end. To this day, I'm still coping that maybe they've just been working on an Omega OVA for the past 5 years, right? It's not gonna be a break time episode in season 7. It's not. On a real note, I'm actually pretty sad that season 3 is over though. Honestly, it didn't really hit me until right after I posted my last video. I realized, damn, it's really done. Wednesdays got fucking nerfed. Like, what am I supposed to do with my life now? Get my shit together? Find a girlfriend? I don't want to date. I want a release date. Hey guys, it's me from the future. If they do give us a release date, I will add it to this video's description or the pinned comment or something whenever that happens. Also, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna play Minecraft for the rest of the video. ReZero's author just wrote a brand new If story earlier this month, but no, I'm not making a video on it for at least 5 years because it's full of season 5 spoilers. Like, if you're an anime only, you will only recognize maybe 2% of the characters, so it won't even be interesting if you haven't already read the novel. And in my opinion, it's also just not as interesting as the other If stories in general. I mean, this one's not even named after a sin. But the biggest takeaway was that Subaru theorizes that maybe his return by death checkpoints depend on his proximity to Satella, who is sealed away somewhere in Lagunica. So remember when he died in Lagunica, she would send him back multiple days, but in Pristella, he only got sent back a couple minutes. So the farther away from Satella Subaru is, the shorter his loops are, meaning Subaru has a pretty terrifying weakness. For example, if Regulus threw him into space, and let's say he dies when he hits the moon, he'd probably be stuck in a permanent 2-second loop, and ReZero would just be over. But that's only if Subaru's theory is correct. It wasn't confirmed or anything, he was just speculating, so it could be totally wrong, I don't know. Now, to finally address the thousands of comments asking me about the gluttony if, I can't make it yet because the entire premise of the story is based on a massive spoiler event that happens next season, so you know what? Here, you guys want the gluttony if? Here, this is what happens, alright? Subaru's just going around fucking people up, and yeah, I could make a lot of money if I did the video anyway, but I would actually feel like a bad person if I ruined the surprise of season 4 for all you anime-onlys. It's just such a big, insane plot twist, it should be illegal to spoil it. And it's not just that one. The entire season is full of big moments just like that, so we should all be really excited. I know a lot of you can't wait any longer, and you need to start reading the novel immediately, so the end of volume 20 is where the anime left off, although if you're capable of waiting probably 1 year, I would highly recommend watching the anime first and then reading the novel afterwards to catch anything the anime missed. Even though there's cut content sometimes, the anime is by far the best way to experience ReZero. I wish I could have Gluttony erase my memories of the novel so I could experience this new season as a fresh virgin again. I envy all of you anime-onlys, so please don't spoil yourself by reading the wiki or, God forbid, watching a fucking TikTok. Reading the novel is one thing, but if you spoil yourself by watching TikToks, God, please help you. That's all for today though. Thank you guys for watching. I'll have some more videos coming soon. Keep talking about ReZero. Peace.